Great day, great day, great day. This is Brother Hatim coming at you live with Give Yourself Permission. Man, it's great to be here today. Thursdays, I don't do well. I don't know what's up with that, but for the last 4 or 5 Thursdays, something always pop up. So, it is what it is. I'm here. You're here. Let's get into what we need to talk about. But before we do that, it is, for those that's going out, it's kind of cool this morning. So, don't be shocked when you go outside. But the birds are out chirping. And it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day. So, prepare yourself for a magnificent day, because you're going to attract all types of beauty and greatness towards yourself. Now, today, we are supposed to talk about the 8. Allowing the power of the number 8 into your life. Studying it, knowing it, so that you know that when you are in an 8 cycle in your personal life, so that you can use that power to your advantage. But I need to digress, because we know we got to move from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we move to step 8. Now, 8 is the number of power, at least in our system. 8 is a never, if you 8 is one of those numbers. Well, 8 is the only other number that you could do what you do with a number 8 is the 0, and I am consider 0 a number. But if you take your finger and put it on the 0, you can move around that 0 forever. If you just move your finger, you don't never have to go around any curves. I mean, you're going around a big curve, but you don't never have to do any slants. You could just spin your finger in a circle forever. You could do the same thing with the number 8. That's why when you flip 8 on the side, they call it infinity. 8 is nothing but a 0 twisted. All right. So now, what that got to do with anything, Brother Hatim? Very simple. 8 is the number of power. And 8 is a symbol of the two worlds separated. Or let's say the two worlds kind of displaced, because the two worlds aren't separated, because you could flow into each world. What do you mean by each world? You have a top of the 8, you have a bottom of the 8. The top of the 8 represents the heaven or the spiritual aspect of who we are. And then the bottom represents the earth part of us, or for some of us, the hell of who we are. All right. So 8 brings both those things into the present moment. When you combine earth and heaven, you bring power. You're bringing help from both realms. You bring in all of the physical resources you have and all of the spiritual and mental resources you have, and they come together and they're able to manifest almost anything, if not everything. All right. So when we talk about watching the number 8, we have to be aware that we're calling on all that's spiritual within us and all that's earthly within us, and they're coming together and they're able to generate the force, generate the creativity, generate the prosperity, generate the health that we need. All we got to do is make it to this 8, and this is when everything that we've been working on begins to manifest. This is when everything that you have been taking your steps to greatness for, it starts to manifest here. Now, but this is why the other 7 steps are important, because they prepare you for this step right here. Because people who are not truly prepared at this phase in their life, at this phase in their project, they lose their mind. They start doing all types of crazy stuff. You done seen this before. You done seen individuals who never had money before, but all of a sudden come into money and come into quote unquote a little power, just lose it all. People who all of a sudden hit the lottery and they start buying stuff that they never bought before. They start doing things that they never did before. They start going and becoming outlandish. You know what I'm saying? It's just the immediate rush of power is a gift and at the same time a curse. And that's the duality that we have to learn to master when we're dealing with the number 8. We don't want to lose ourselves in the power, because some people trade their souls for power. Some people trade their families for power. Some people trade their friends for power. Come on now. So when we get to this point, we need to be balanced. We got all these other steps that we go through that bring us to this point. So we can grow, so we can share, so that we can help, so that we can benefit. All within a controlled mindset. All within being able to control, as I call them, the 7 unbalanced passions. All of them generating from fear. You know what I'm saying? So this brother Hatim saying, give yourself permission to study the 8. Know that when you're approaching the 8, and be prepared. Prepare yourself, because we all reach this phase in our life. Some of us only could think about power when it comes to money, but at some point in time, we all have power. And what we do with that power tells the world about who we really are. This is Brother Hatim saying peace, and I thank you for joining me, and you have a great and marvelous day. I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. Check me out at www.giamijourney.com. Also, download my app at the Google Play Store, Giami Journey. Now with that, I say peace.